Good evening. Hey, Dee. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We ain't gonna be here on here long because we have things to do in the morning, but I had to come on here. Like I said, Dee, I tried to get on here as soon as I could. Hello, Black Pearl. Hello. Um, but we're called, so there was that. Hey, Octavius. Hi, C. Good evening. I hope everybody had a great day today. It was definitely one for the books. Hello, Ladybug. Um, it was definitely one for the books. And what's so amazing is that as things happen, they just kind of fall in line with a lot of the stuff that we talk about. So it makes it easy to talk about the stuff that we talk about. Um, One of the things that I noticed is a big to do is that there is a video going around showing Shador's hand under the player Whiteheart's foot. And I've heard the verbiage on it. I've also seen the comments in reference to it. Lots of people have shared the video with me. So I definitely have had a chance to see it. And this is what I'm going to say about that. Shador and those gentlemen are the ones that are out on the field, so only they really know what the engagement is. We've observed and we clearly can see the O line for Cleveland is garbage. There's no question about it. They're not doing their job. They haven't been doing their job. And it is frustrating to watch when you can see that there are some players on the team who are working really, really, really hard to do well. They want to win. And then there are some who, well, hello, Nina, that basically they playing for Judas' team. That's as kind as we can put it. But I'm going to keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. Shador does a very good job of telling you exactly how he feels and what it is he wants to do in terms of being the leader of the team and playing the position of QB1. He has always been in a position of leadership. He has always been able to facilitate playing well on the team and representing himself and the team. He came to Cleveland and it's a very different situation for him. And he has done extremely well. He has done extremely well. And he has even given voice to what it is he wants to do and what it is he expects for the people who engage him and his teammates. Now, this is what I'm going to say in reference to my community. My community. We definitely need to work on our emotional intelligence because we can get wired for sound and angry and defensive, and then we stay there. And even when we are in a situation where that's not necessary or required, because we are so busy making sure you don't do something else to us, that's where we stay. And that has to stop because we miss so much of what's going on in the present because we still stuck in what was. Other people watch us move and they know that. And that's why they do some of the things they do because they know we are triggered and we will get defensive. And while we're doing that, life is going on and we're missing it. Shador is not a person who exudes that type of energy. Even if Shador had a problem with somebody on his team, he is never going to tell the world that. That would be something that he discusses with his teammates. Now, here's something else that we don't talk about. We've watched Shador since he was 4 years old. Him and his brothers. We've watched them since they were little bitty boys. Shador is 23, about to be 24 in February. And he is showing us that he is working hard to transition from college boy to young man in the NFL. It has not been an easy task or transition for him because of the position he has had in Cleveland. But he is doing a remarkable job. And some of the things that we do, even though he ignores a lot of the noise, we may mean well, but it can have the opposite effect. It is not his fault that he was born a Sanders. His dad is a Hall of Famer, was an exceptional football player, and now a coach. That's just who he was born to. None of us get to pick who we're born to. And he is working to etch his own name within the legacy of Sanders. So, those of us that love him and support him, I encourage us to be mindful of that in what we choose to share, post, talk about, because just like with him, everything we say and do, they blow that up too. We're a cult. We're psychos. Hi guys. Um, we're all of these things, and no, we're not. Now, some of our behavior, not all of us, but as a group, some of our behavior might look a little mondo biondo. That's something to think about. If you notice, I don't talk about Kevin Girl anymore. It's no need to. Shador is on the field, and he has no control over that any longer. It was necessary to set airwaves on fire so people understood. They do. They know now. And they know to what we will go to defend and protect that. But we can turn our fight and flight off. We don't have to do that anymore. If that young man did step on Shador's hand on purpose, God was watching too. So was karma. The concern at that point was not whether or not he did it on purpose, but rather, was Shador going to be okay, and was he going to be able to play? And yes, on both counts. And what was very telling, hi, sweetheart, what was very telling about that is in the press conference, you didn't hear Shador bring that up at all. He didn't bring it up at all. If Shador has a issue with anything, he is never going to bring it up in front of us. Merry Christmas, sweetheart. He's never going to bring it up. So, those of us who have influence, those of us who have voice, those of us who have the attention of others, it is necessary for us to be responsible and pay attention to how we use that influence. Because we can either turn the volume up and take it in the right way, in the positive, or we can do the opposite. Shador doesn't represent anything that looks like non-positive and non-growth. And if I'm supporting someone, then I want to align myself and support them the way they want me to support them. I don't think us talking amongst ourselves and continuously sharing rage bait or videos that are accusatory, whatever is going on that team, he has assumed the responsibility and the leadership role that it will be taken care of. And it may not look like what we want it to look like, but we're not the captain, nor are we the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. That is a leadership position that is his. If we love him and support him, then we have to respect that. Or no. There isn't anything that anybody can say. Um, the people in Cleveland, the ultimate Cleveland clown show, Tony Grossi, Mary Kay, people like that, they're now in a bad spot because you don't have anything to say. There's nothing for you to negate. He has debunked and dismantled all of what you're saying. And truth be told, we don't care. We don't care about your comparisons to him and everybody else. Jackson Dart and Shedeur Sanders are two different people. Whatever season Jackson Dart is having, hopefully the people that love and support him will be able to help him and direct him. Me personally, I don't care. I know the differences between Shedeur and Jackson Dart. We live in America. We don't have to keep talking about that. But I do want to talk about, how we're constructing the team around Shedeur, um, what we're going to do next year. That I'm interested in talking about. Anything outside of that? Comparing and comparison is the killer of dreams. We knew at the draft it was debauchery. We watched what happened after the draft. The season got off to a horrendous start, straight across the board. Now here we are at the close of this season. Shedeur is exactly where we said he was going to be, and he is doing exactly what we said he was going to do. And he is getting better and better every week. My God, today, can you imagine what it's going to look like after spring training, going into summer camp? Shedeur got out there on that field and was quarterback, blocker, running back. Hell, if he had enough speed, he probably could have threw the ball to the end zone and took off and ran and caught it himself. And we talking about somebody stepping on his finger? Are we serious? Are we serious? This baby ran. He was the leading rusher, and he's the quarterback. And we're talking about somebody stepped on his hand. Come on. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? Our beloved nephew was out there and he was throwing the ball. He was running the ball. He even blocked. And we concerned about people who being ugly and mean. Come on now, believers. That's not how that's supposed to work. We pray. We say he's covered. We ask for mercy, grace, and favor for him. Where is your faith and belief? Why are you doing things that your arms are too short to try to work next to God? Let's be clear. That's not our job. Mm-mm. Shedeur was out there doing everything. And then here's the kicker. When A coach didn't pull him out. He happened to notice his hand was not getting warm and looked at his hand and was like, oh, wow, that's okay. And ran off the field. They called Dylan in once they saw his hand. Now, if y'all was watching the film, they trying to get Shador to go in the locker room. The baby is still looking behind him, trying to keep his eyes on the field. He's focused on the game because he can taste the win. That type of energy, let's surround him with more of it. Nobody hates him getting stepped on his hand like he does. But that baby went in there and got that finger checked out, wrapped up, and came back out to finish the game. No, it didn't go the way we wanted it to go, but it did go the way we wanted it to go because we said he deserved a chance. We said he deserves to be out there. Ain't he out there? Is he not playing? So why are we even entertaining anything else? I'm asking for some friends. Now, I'm going to tell you the flip side of that. Yesterday, I came on live because I needed to talk to somebody directly at Uber as a result of something that happened to me because somebody decided to repeat something that was false. That's dangerous. But people don't think about that when they repost and stuff, when they come on here and they post how they feel. And don't get it twisted. I am not saying that you don't have an opinion, but even when you're sharing your opinion, there is a responsibility to what you're sharing. Y'all all know that I drive Uber. Well, yesterday I woke up and they had restricted my account. And they had restricted my account. I couldn't drive. Duh, you are messing up the church's money. So I had to wait. They wouldn't tell me what it was, and I had to wait. Well, this afternoon they finally called and were like, well, we wanted to get your side of the story, but we're going to go ahead and reactivate your account. But wait, now, here's where the emotional intelligence comes in, y'all, because somebody told you something and you went with it. And I get you got to check stuff out. But the way you moved, it was almost like I got punished. Then you proved that I was okay. Then once you asked me what happened and I tell you, now everything is okay. Thank you for your time and patience. Never mind. I wasn't driving for almost 2 days. That's a loss of wage. The alleged report wasn't just about Uber. I'm a licensed nurse. You really playing with the church's money. Now, I was hotter than fish grease, hotter than fish grease, and was ready to rip folks new ones. But I had to remember there's a lot of things at stake here for you. What you wanted, you got it. It wasn't fair, but you got it. Your account is activated. You free to go do what you wanted to do. It's been cleared up. What was reported, it's not false. I mean, it wasn't factual, excuse me. It doesn't take away from the stress, the anxiety, and all that I had to go through in 2 days. But I am certain the person who reported it, they weren't thinking about any of that. They put two and two together and got 48 and went with it. That's exactly what it's like every time we repost something or we start talking to each other about what we had heard, not taking into account the ramifications that may come behind it. Because how about this? The O line does suck, but what if that young man didn't intend to do that on purpose? It was just the angle in which the camera caught it. Don't get it twisted. I'm not defending or anything. I'm just giving people alternative perspective because we were not on the field. What if he's big and clumsy? I mean, there's just so many what ifs. But the point that's going around is he did it on purpose. We weren't there. We don't know. We also don't know about the conversation had in the locker room. Now, that video is going around and people are talking about it in that light. And the comments that are under it, folks are not happy at all. Now, what if somebody walks up to that young man and decides to respond based off of what they heard or what they saw in that video? We got to do better about our emotional intelligence. We have to understand that everything we see and hear, no matter how good, bad, or otherwise, it does require some control on our parts. Or nah, you don't have to. But I know for me, I am working to be in that group that's climbing up the mountain, not make a step, fall back two, make a step, go back three. We're not where we were, and we may not be where we want to be, but we're steadily climbing. I mean, our QB1 was out there blocking and rushing, and he led rushing this week. That's insane. The quarterback. I don't think he needs anybody to speak for him anymore. I think the film is speaking well enough. And as far as that O line is concerned, they can count their days. Because one thing we do know is that when you have a quarterback that's good, he gets included in those meetings when they start asking about the needs. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about a lot of the things we worried about. And if Cleveland continues to do what Cleveland does, what can any of us do about that? We can't. And he said that in his press conference. I don't think about next year. I worry about what's going on right now. I stay in the moment. I take advantage of what's going on in the moment because I have to do what I need to do in this moment in order to move on to the next. Now, I don't know about Gabriel and Bailey Zappi. uh, I don't know. And here again, not my monkey, not my circus. Agreed, Moni. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't pay attention. That ain't what I'm saying. I ain't saying that at all. We ain't gonna never stop paying attention. I am saying that we have a lot more power than we give ourselves credit for. And the direction in which we turn that power, mm, it's almost as if we don't realize we're up. Because let me tell you something, pay attention to other people. Since folks like to bring up comparisons, what are my thoughts on his mental trauma? I, um, based on the way that Shadur is able to talk, to discuss what he's doing and where he stands in that, I would say he is handling it well. Um, Shadur's pre-game and post-game rituals are centered around making sure that one, his head is right, so that way he can perform, whether it's in the game and after the game. And I love that about him. Love that about him. He is the type of person that embraces and accepts a challenge or the job nobody else wants because he wholeheartedly believes he can handle it. And he's shown us that he can. If there were moments where I was concerned, um, the couple of games when he came to the game and he was dressed like Farmer Ted, I was like, I don't like this. It's starting to get to him. And then I realized that no, he's turning out the noise and he's paying attention to what is important. And the less attention he got, the more he was able to tune in to what it was he needed to do. So I think mentally, he's doing well. Shadur's emotional Shadur's emotional intelligence surpasses his 23 years of living, which is why they call him grown in the first place. Hey, Callie. Um, so he's able to deal with things that people twice his age can't. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But the beautiful thing is he has his older siblings, he has his parents. Um yes, I saw the video. Shador has an amazing support system with his family as well as his two legendary staff. Um, Overtime, Nike, Gatorade. Um, I know for certain those organizations, they spend a lot of time making sure that he has what he needs. So I don't I don't worry about him. You're always concerned, you know, in general about people you care about, that everything is everything because we do know that sometimes we'll put a mask on for people and it could really be worse than it is and we don't let people in and say, but Shador is one of those people. He doesn't lie. He tells you exactly and he shows you exactly where he's at. Every week he has gotten better. He has done something else faster, stronger. His ability to think, um, his ability to think, and um, I said this months and months ago. People assume because of that slow Dallas drawl he has, that that's equivalent to him not being bright, and you are highly mistaken. Shador Deion Sanders is extremely smart. His ability in that presser to break down plays and tell you exactly what he is thinking when he's looking and how he is making the decision to move is second to none. Most quarterbacks don't think and move like that. He does, which separates him from other people. It also lets you know that when he's looking out on the field, he is thinking about the other 10 people who are playing with him, not just, oh, I need to throw it to the wide receiver. Oh, I need to throw it to the running back. He's paying attention to the wide receiver, the running back, as well as the defenders all in front of him and everybody that's rushing him. You can't be slow and do that. So they made that up. They made that up. Oh, yeah. Uh huh. That's why they don't like any of them, because all five of them are five different facets of the Father in their own light. And it scares the shit out of them all. Because we had one, now we got five, from Deandra on down to Bossy. They are the DNA of their father completely. Completely. None of them give a damn about what you're talking about. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're 110% behind each other. They support each other. They endorse one another. They circulate their finances between each other, business wise. I mean, it is the epitome. They are the black version of the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, the DuPonts, the Hiltons, the Vanderbilts. See, all of those families that learned how to encircle, support, and recycle their finances and their networks. Deion has taught all five of his children how to do that. And they can play. And they're musicians. And they own their own brands and trademarks. Wait a minute, this is too much. This is looking too much like us. And the plot twist is they ain't running out in the suburbs to hang out with the rich kids. They run straight to the city. You're not supposed to do that. When you have that kind of money, you ain't supposed to do that. Whoever it was broke into Shador's house, he was supposed to crash out and turn and not want to fool with the citizens of Cleveland anymore. Shador was like, I'm good. They didn't get none of my jewelry. I'm good. Now he's not excited that he got to carry the same waffle bag because they stole his bags. He did say that. He did say that pissed him off. But outside of that, he's all good. He's all good. He's not even tripping. He's not even tripping. And you want to know what's the killer about that? Is there's an uncle or auntie somewhere that heard that presser, and I can assure you, somebody is sending him some bags at 76 Lou Boulevard in Berea. See how that energy works? Shador ain't tripping off of none of that. I'm sure Pharrell Williams over there at Louis Vuitton then took care of sending him some more stuff. Yeah, because that's the energy that he exudes. I'm good. My mom is good. They didn't get none of my jewelry. They didn't tear up the house. They took some stuff, but they were expecting him to crash out, be angry with Cleveland, not want to deal with folks anymore. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Everywhere Deandra goes with Snow, she takes pictures, she talks to people, just engaging, engaging. Bucky is the same way. We already know Shiloh is the same way. And Shiloh loves the aunties. My God, today, does Shiloh love the aunties? He's good with giving an auntie a hug. He gonna talk to them, shout them out on their birthday, tell their kids happy birthday. I remember when Shiloh first got to Colorado and he was on his way to the post office and he had a bunch of gold packages because that's what he mails his merchandise in. And I don't know if it was Bucky that was with him that was filming him, but whoever it was that was filming him was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Oh, I'm about to mail off this merch. Ain't nobody but the aunties. The aunties buy my merch." And the way he said it let you know that to somebody else they might feel like, dang, ain't nobody supporting me. And Shiloh was like, the aunties, the aunties love me. The aunties, they support her. Let me get them their product. And they have no problem in bringing that up. What challenge do I think forced him to grow the most as a leader? I don't. The NFL didn't force Shador to grow up. It didn't make him humble. Shador came to the NFL with all of that already. He's like anybody else going through the regular maturation of life. All of these things he was doing when he was at Boulder and Jackson. Just the rest of the world refused to acknowledge it. And now cuz he's on the NFL stage, now, oh, his slide, it humbled him. No, it didn't. Shador's been the same person he was. Y'all the one that got mad because he decided to celebrate himself going into the NFL by throwing himself a lavish party. Well, let me think about it. His checkbook, he can do that. Everybody chooses to do what they want to do and celebrate however they want to celebrate. You mad because you can't have what he have? Call up Miss Ty in Boulder, ask her what was the budget for that party, and then get your coins together and throw yourself a party just like it. Simple shit. Like, I don't get that. Like, that's crazy. You can have it too. You like them necklaces? People that complain about the necklaces around his neck. His diamond jeweler is Taja Diamonds. If it makes you that mad because he's got it and you want it, call up Taja Diamonds and find out what it'll cost you to get what you like. Then you too can have it. Nike has custom shoes and gear. You like that cornrow picture of him on the back of his shirt? You too can do the same thing. I mean, it's crazy. That's insane. I have, well, we don't hang out anymore, but back in the day, I used to hang out with a group of young ladies. And I used to work for the airline. So when you work for the airline, you get certain perks. Well, me and some of the other girls that worked at the airline on our off days, we used to go fly and eat lunch in a different city. We flying for free. It comes with the job. Now, other people outside of us was probably like, oh, they floss and they da 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 da. No, we weren't. We literally had a map and we picked a place that we wanted to go eat. We wanted to know what Maine lobster tasted like. You know what we did? Traded our days so we would have enough time to get on the plane, go and eat some good lobster and get back home and have our asses back on that console and not get in trouble. Simple. I said to them, you know what? We ought to go to the Grammys one year. And they were like, we can't go to the Grammys? Why not? Yes, we can. Regular people can go to the Grammys. When Miss Tina was still married to Richard Lawson and they used to do those elaborate award banquets and galas in Los Angeles, I was like, we ought to go. We ought to go one year. We can't go to that. Yes, you can. They sell tickets. You just might have to work a few more shifts if you want to get those tickets. But we can go. Same shit like Shador. You like his Marbach? They do sell them to other people. You can buy them. I'm driving Uber the other night, dropped this couple off for dinner, turned in the parking lot, didn't realize in the same parking lot that the restaurant and the hotel is in, there's the Bentley showroom right there. I'm looking to my right, like, oh, okay. This is very jazzy. Me personally, I don't want a Bentley. But if I did, I know where to go to get one. One of my riders took his girlfriend to this really beautiful hotel and said out his mouth, I've got money, but this one is real costly, but it's her birthday. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's really beautiful. He said, when you get a chance, you ought to just come in here and go to the bar. It's so nice. And if you can, just book a night and stay just so you can enjoy all the amenities and the concierge service. Now I'm driving Uber and I'm listening to this man and I'm looking at the foyer of that hotel. You know what I'm saying to myself? You damn Skippy. Soon as I go back to work and I need a recharge in between them 3 and 4 12s, you better know it. I'm gonna be down at that bar and be up in that room with the massive pillows and that Turkish robe on, enjoying myself. Yeah, you can have it too. But people spend so much time talking about the differences, and people who really want to do it, they don't give a damn about differences. They just need to know, who do I contact? How do we make this happen? Not only do they have a chance to win, they're gonna win. You see what Shadua is doing with minimal practice. He caught the curtail end of this season. I'm telling you, Shador is going back home to Dallas to that field that his daddy made specifically for him to use on off season. And how many of them players from Cleveland you think he gonna take with him? I'm saying the whole wide receiver and running back core is going with him. And whoever's new on the O line, they going with him too. They going with him too. Because one thing about Shador, he gonna make sure he understands the language of his offense and that they understand his. Ask everybody at Jackson and Boulder how he get down. Call Jordan Seaton and see. He just didn't have that in his transition. But they put him out there on the field now. Oh, watch. Shador is gonna come back off of spring break, chiseled and buff and speed and lightning strength in his arm. He's gonna do rehab and everything he needs to do to get his back muscles back the way he needs to. Oh baby, he is recharged and he is ready to go. He is ready to go. There's nothing about his conversation that says, well, we'll see. I don't doubt it, Moni. So I'll say it again. Who gives a damn about that tape that's going around about his foot? I mean, his finger under that man's foot. He don't. His finger is not. This how Shador. This how Shador thinks. Did his finger get disfigured? Did he break it? Did he sprain his hand? Can he not throw? He's a Sanders. That's how they think. No? Oh, well, then get your ass out there and let's play. And how y'all know he didn't go in that locker room and say what he needed to say to that young man? We don't. And really, it ain't none of our business. We don't play for the Cleveland Browns. We love and support Shador Sanders. We're his cheering squad. That's what we're here for. That's what we are here for. But even in all the things that he has done that are unlike himself, and the interceptions, getting sacked, the incompletions, you can't appreciate the get up if you don't ever fall down. If he went out there this season and everything went perfect, where's the room for him to grow and improve? See, everybody always looks at the interceptions and all of that is, oh man, he threw da 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 da. How do you get better if you don't know what worse is? If you do everything right all the time, how do you improve? You won't. He is doing exactly what is necessary as a rookie. Every week, he builds, he builds, he builds. Because here's the tea, they're not going to the playoffs. They're not. So at this point, it is now time to see where are the areas of weakness? Where are the things and what are the things we need to fix? We're not going to the playoffs, so let's just play. And let's play and let's let the film run and catch everything that we're doing. So we can go back in the film room and we can break it down and figure out how we fix this, how we fix that. See, that's where he's at now. He's on next season already. We still worried about next week's game. Yeah, Shador is in the moment, but Shador is playing with the understanding of next season. Because that's how people who are emotionally intelligent think. These sports pundits, they still stuck on April round 5, 144th pick. Are you freaking serious? It's about to be January 2026. What have you been doing for the last year? You just stuck. Because every time he does that, he doesn't have enough time. He throws an interception. That tells Andrew Berry, we need an O line. He don't have enough time to think. Grossi can go sit in the same on the same table as Emmanuel Acho. We're going to decline your offer, sir. Yeah. Shador has given you grace and he forgives you. We don't have to deal with you. Mm-mm. That's how you deal with that. Most of them are. And by the way that they talk about him, and then you look at the film, it's clear they don't know anything about football, which is why I'm always saying, where did y'all get y'all credentials to even be talking about football? Because you don't know anything of what you're talking about. See, before I'm going to blame a quarterback, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to look at the team performance. Okay. If I am looking at the team stats and total team yardage, 200, 300 yards, my quarterback has 175 of those. The running back has another 100 of those. And then there's some light touches in there. How didn't the quarterback do his job? And my quarterback had possession of the ball almost the entire game. My quarterback had the ball 37 minutes. The other quarterback had the ball 20 something minutes. How didn't the quarterback do his job? I'll wait. See, I'll start questioning Shador when total yards is like 33 and he only passed for one. No wide receivers or one running backs have any yards. We don't have no third down conversions. We got what, 5 first downs? Now, yes, I am going to say it's something wrong with the quarterback. But you can't tell me it's something wrong with the quarterback when the quarterback is out there leading rushing and he got over 200 yards throwing and everybody who touched the ball got quality touches. And then the quarterback turn around and block somebody. You can go play in the grass and play with your mama. You don't know anything about football. And who gave you your press pass? Hmm. Some man was on Cleveland talking about he don't like how Shadua this. He don't like how Shadua do that. Sir, who are you? And please give us your credentials to let us know why what you're saying matters. Because I clearly want to know who told the people in Cleveland that they were qualified to speak on the sport of football. Whenever they're talking about football, they're never talking about they're not talking about yardage. They're not talking about routes. They're not talking about schemes. They're not talking about defense, offense. They're talking about what they don't like and what they heard. You're clowns. Y'all just talking to hear yourselves talk. And because you live in a city that's so accustomed to losing, they'll listen to you. We don't live in Cleveland. And we're not accustomed to losing at anything. But you know what? It's not your job to fix this. It's our job to fix it. You know how we fix it? We stop listening to them. We stop sharing their posts. We stop engaging them and start following, reposting, and engaging the people that look like Shador, support Shador, and know damn well what they're talking about. Like Chef Zay, Fallout Media, Let's Get to the Facts, King Sun Sports and Gaming. Those are just a few. They know exactly what they're talking about. Repost they shit. Post they videos. Talk to each other about those videos. Those gentlemen deserve credentials. They actually know the game of football. Oh, I forgot about Cassius 3. Him too. Life and Ball. It's several of them out there. And because they don't have blue checks by their names, it doesn't mean that they don't have any value. They know more about what they're talking about than all of these people who, Emmanuel Acho, Grassi, why are y'all listening to them? But then we'll say, they don't never give, who is they? You talking about something people don't have the right to give or take away from you. But we do. We do. Start putting that energy and repost into our sports journalists and content creators. They matter and they know what the hell they talking about. We don't need blue checks to confirm the validity of what people are saying and bringing to the table. We can read, we can see. I love Shady. I don't watch Speakeasy, and I wish he would walk off the set. But let me tell you something, in this economy, I understand people are doing what they need to do. I'm just going to go ahead and choose financially financially challenged and freedom over signing on the line and dealing with some bullshit. So there's that. So yeah, I'll probably be eating raisin bran and popcorn for a while till things get better. But what I won't do is be sitting next to a jackass like Acho so I can pay my bills. Hell no. Now that ain't judging Shady. I'm just saying I would love for him to have his own podcast because he too knows what he's talking about. Well, here we are, love bugs. We've had enough of this conversation. I do hope in this conversation that some more insight and perspective has been gained. We are far more powerful, talented, and creative than we ever give ourselves credit for. We do not need to look outside of ourselves and our community for anything. We possess and hold the blueprint to everything that everybody else wants to be. And the minute that we accept that about ourselves, my God, today, we do not require the validation or approval of any of these people. Hey, Nola. And neither does Shador. Every fight doesn't require us all to lace up our Air Maxes. Sometimes the sentencing has already been handed down. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. So, with that being said, I'm going to log off of here and get some rest because tomorrow is another day. Everybody go and do great things. As always, love bugs. Protect your peace and your mental health.